Dear children, welcome to mathematics class. Myself Manjunath BK, mathematics teacher in Government High School Badonalli, Madhugiri Taluk. In today's class we are going to learn about a concept of mathematics. We come across many problems in our daily life. Let us discuss one problem here. I have 6 pencils of worth rupees 24. Then what is the cost of each pencil? Try to understand this problem. So 6 pencils worth of 24 rupees. The total number of pencils are 6. Now cost of each pencil is 24 by 6, that becomes 4 rupees each. Generally we have solved this problem, directly we have solved this problem. By using the concept of algebra, now how you are going to solve this problem? So let us have a look into that. We know total number of pencils are 6. So the pencils can be, each pencils, if it is becomes x, that means we don't know, that we call it as x, that is called unknown value. 6x is equal to 24. 6 pencils is equal to 24 worth. So the value of x is equal to 24 divided by 6, that becomes 4 rupees each. Now we have solved this problem by using concept of algebra. We got the same value. That's the beauty of mathematics. Yes, is it so? Is it not? Now let us have an expression, that means 3x here. 3 denoted, we call it as a constant. It does not changes its value. 3 is 3 only. But x is changes, that means it's called a variable. You can put any number of value to the x, therefore you will get the value of 3x becomes every time it changes when the x value changes. Now, so if an expression is having constant and variable, we call it as an algebraic expression. Okay. Now in this class we are going to study about the concept of polynomials, types and algebraic expressions. Now you know how to calculate the area of the square. The area of the square is calculated length into breadth, it is called x into x, we call it as x square. Here we got an expression x square, that means 2 we call it as an exponent, x is called a variable. So the exponent of variable is a whole number, we call it as a non-negative integer, non-negative integer. So therefore x square is an algebraic expression. So children, now you come across what do you mean by algebraic expression. Now observe carefully and try to answer. X plus 1 by x. Now the exponent of x, that means 1 by x, the exponent of x is 1. If you take out into denominator into numerator, it becomes x to the power of minus 1. That minus 1 is a negative exponent. So let us consider one more example, root x plus 3. Now x to the power of 1 by 2. So root x can be written like this, x to the power of 1 by 2. That means 1 by 2 is not a, that means it's a whole number. So 1 by 2 is a rational number. That means here it's not a, it's a whole number. Here 1 by 2 is not a whole number. Let us have one more expression, cube root of y plus y square. So cube root of y can be written as y to the power of 1 by 2. Here 1 by 2, cube root of y can be written as y to the power of 1 by 3. Here 1 by 3, that means it's not a whole number. Now let us have this idea, that means negative exponent not a whole number. So then what are these expressions? Are they are polynomials, or we call it as algebraic expression? So look at this. Above expressions are not polynomials. Now let us have this. What is polynomial? Now we come across one expression so that we can understand in a better manner. X square minus 4x plus 7. Here the coefficient of x is minus 4. Now minus 4. So coefficient of x square is, if it is nothing is there, we consider it is 1. In the same way, coefficient of minus 4, so minus 4 multiplied by x. So now it is, what is the answer? The answer is x. X is the coefficient of minus 4. Now let us understand one more example so that we can have idea of coefficients. Minus x cube plus 4x square plus 7x minus 2. Coefficient of x cube is minus 1. In the same way, coefficient of x square, the answer is 4. Now the coefficient of minus 2 is what? If it is nothing is there, it becomes 1, or we call it as x to the power of 0. That means any number to the power of 0 is always 1. So after knowing this, can we have this statement? Each term of a polynomial has a coefficient. So it contains a coefficient. That means it is having with a coefficient. Now after knowing this, let us understand the meaning of the polynomial. An expression containing one or more terms with non-zero coefficient. So coefficient should not be 0. With variable having non-negative integers as exponents is called a polynomial. So here there are very important terms are non-zero coefficient and non-negative integers as exponent. After knowing the definition of the polynomial, let us have an example for polynomial 3x square minus 2x minus 10. Now 3x square minus 2x minus 10, how you are going to analyze this? 3x square, 2x and 10 are the terms of the polynomial. They are the terms. Now any expression, we call it as an expression consists of only one variable. Here one variable is nothing but x, is called polynomials in one variable. Here x is a variable. If you write down 2, is this a polynomial? Yes, we can write 2 as 2 into x to the power of 0. X to the power of 0 is 1. That means yes, it is a constant polynomial. 2 is a constant polynomial. So when you have this idea, you can write many examples like this: minus 5, 7, 9, 3 and are polynomials. Now dear children, so now you are able to identify the terms of the polynomial, right? So let us have one more expression. So it's a beautiful expression, we call it as a 0. 0 is a number. It's a beautiful invention of India. Let us understand the constant polynomial 0 is called 0 polynomial. So a 0 polynomial having a very important role. That means a 0 plays a very important role in our collections of all the polynomials. Now after knowing this, let us understand few more expressions: 2x, 5x to the power of 3, minus 4x square, 2. Look at the terms, they are only one term. That means polynomial having only one term are called monomials. Mono means 1. Now children, now you are able to identify the terms of the polynomial. That means mono means 1, monomials. If it is 2, let us have p of x is equal to 2x plus 1, q of x is equal to x square minus x, t of m is equal to m to the power of 32 plus m, r of y is equal to y to the power of 10 plus 1. If you look out carefully, there are 2 terms are here. In each expressions we have 2 terms. That means polynomials having only 2 terms are called binomials. Bi means 2. P of x is equal to x square plus 2x plus 1. Here there are 3 terms here. Q of x is equal to x square minus x plus root 2. Here also we have 3 terms. One more expression, r of y is equal to y to the power of 10 plus y minus 1. So here also we have 3 terms. Polynomials having only 3 terms are called trinomials. Tri means 3. Children, now we are able to identify the terms of the polynomials, so that you can call it as monomial, binomial, trinomial. Now we are going to identify the degree, or we call it as exponent, highest degree of the polynomial. Here is an example. R of y is equal to y to the power of 10 plus 2y minus 1. Here the power of y is 10, that means it is the highest power in this expression. This shows the highest power of a variable in a polynomial as the degree of the polynomial. So now you can understand, so the degree of the polynomial is nothing but the highest power in that expression, that means in that variable. Now let us have few more examples to understand the degree of the polynomial. 5x to the power of 3 plus 4x square plus 7x. Here x cube is there, x square is there, x is there. Now which is the highest one? X cube is the highest. Now the degree of this polynomial is 3. Now 4 minus y square. Here the degree of y is 2, that is why it is 2, y square. If you write 6, what is the degree? You just think over, the degree of 6 is nothing but 0. You know already the degree of the 2 is 0, the degree of 6 is 0, right? Now the degree of the non-zero constant polynomial is 0. Let us have few more examples. 2x root 2 y plus 1 ax plus b. Here the degree x to the power of 1, y to the power of 1, x to the power of 1. So based on the degree of the polynomial, we are going to calculate, we are going to analyze the polynomials. Now any polynomial of degree 1 is called a linear polynomial. So any linear polynomial can have at most 2 terms, 1, 2 terms. Now any linear polynomial which is in the form of ax plus c. Now children, now you are able to understand, so what do you mean by linear polynomial? So how many terms are there and what is the general form of a linear polynomial? Now you are able to understand these concepts. Now we are moving to few more examples. 4y plus 5y square, x square plus 5x plus 6, 6 minus y square. So terms 2 is there and 3 is also there, terms. Look at the power, the degree of the polynomials are 2. That nothing but a polynomial of degree 2 is called a quadratic polynomial. Any quadratic polynomial have at most 3 terms, and which is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. Now, if it is more than that, so look at these examples: 5y cube, 6 minus y cube, then 9x cube plus 2x square plus x plus 8. Here the degree of the variable in all the expression is 3. Now, if it is 3, what do we call them? A polynomial of degree 3 is called a cubic polynomial. So, any cubic polynomial can have at most 4 terms. So, if it is 4 terms, what is the general formula? That means general form of the cubic polynomial: ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. So, after knowing the terms and the degree of the polynomials, so we come across general form of polynomial. So, what is the general form of a polynomial? A polynomial in one variable x of degree n is an expression of the form a n x to the power of n plus a n minus 1 x to the power of n minus 1 plus a n minus 2 x to the power of n minus 2, likewise a1 x plus a0. So, this is the general form of a polynomial. Here a0, a1, a2, a3 like that, an are represents constants. X will represent the variable where an not equal to 0. Now, it is a time for to look into the exercise. Solve question number 5 from your exercise number 4.1 from the textbook. So, the solutions will be given in the next class. Children, please note down exercise number 4.1, question number 5. That is for your homework. Dear children, let us consider one expression p of x is equal to 3x plus 9. Now, we are going to give value of x so that we can get a value of p of x. Let us have x is equal to 1. If x is equal to 1, then p of 1 is equal to 3 into 1 plus 9, 3 ones are 3 and 3 plus 9 is equal to 12. So, if you give the value of x is equal to 1, you will get the value of 3x plus 9 is become 12. In the same way, if you add, or we call it as, if you substitute the value of minus 1, p of minus 1 is equal to 3 into minus 1 plus 9. So, 3 into minus 1 is equal to minus 3 plus 9. 9 minus 3 is equal to 6. So, answer is 6. In the same way, if you put the value is equal to minus 3, x is equal to minus 3. P of minus 3 is equal to 3 into minus 3 plus 9 is equal to minus 9 plus 9, that makes it become 0. Now, look at the value. If x is equal to minus 3, the value of p of x is equal to 0. In the another way, p of x is equal to 3x plus 9. If p of x is equal to 0, then the 3x plus 9 is equal to 0. So, if you transfer the value of plus 9 into right hand side, so you will get minus 9. 3 of x is equal to minus 9. The value of x is equal to minus 9 by 3. The answer is minus 3. Children, now you can understand and analyze the value of x is equal to minus 3 and the value of p of minus 3 is equal to 0. This shows if p of minus 3 is equal to 0, then minus 3 is a 0 of the polynomial 3x plus 9. Okay, now you can understand this. In the same way, Now what is the zeros of the polynomial? If p of x is equal to 0, then x is said to be 0 of the polynomial p of x. So now you just understand what is 0 of the polynomial means. If p of x is equal to 0, then x is said to be 0 of the polynomial p of x. Now what are the points to be remembered? Now 0 of the polynomial 3x plus 9 obtained by equating into to 0. In the same way, minus 3 is one of the roots of the polynomial 3x plus 9, roots of the polynomial. Look at 0 of the polynomial, roots of the polynomial. So minus 3 is one of the roots of the polynomial 3x plus 9. Now, one more important point, a non-zero constant polynomial has no zero at all. No zero. Non-zero constant polynomial. 5 is a constant polynomial. 2 is a constant polynomial. 6 is a constant polynomial. 5x to the power of 0, it becomes 5 into 1, again it's 5, that means no zero. Now, after knowing this, let us solve this one problem, zeros of the polynomial. Check whether minus 2 and 2 are the zeros of the polynomial x plus 2. So you just understand x plus 2 should be 0 when if you put the value x is equal to minus 2 and 2. So what will be the solution now? That p of x is equal to x plus 2, p of 2 is equal to 2 plus 2 becomes 4. If you put the value p of minus 2, then you can see minus 2 plus 2 is equal to 0. So here you can understand, if the value of the x is equal to minus 2, then p of x is equal to x plus 2 becomes 0. This shows minus 2 is 0 of the polynomial x plus 2 and but not 2. Children, now you are able to understand how you are going to calculate the 0 of the polynomial and how you are going to check the zeros of the polynomial. Now let us understand one more problem. Find the zeros of the polynomial p of x is equal to 3x minus 2. Now if let p of x is equal to 3x minus 2, so p of x to be 0. Now 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. So minus 2 become plus 2 when it moves from left to right, right? 3x is equal to 2. Now the x value becomes 2 by 3. So this indicates, therefore 2 by 3 is the zeros of the polynomial p of x is equal to 3x minus 2. If 3x minus 2 has to be 0, we need to put the value x is equal to 2 by 3. I hope you understood this, right? Children, now we are going to move one more zeros of the polynomial. Find the zeros of the polynomial p of x is equal to x plus 5. Now how you are going to solve this problem? Let's have p of x is equal to x plus 5. So if x plus 5 means what? P of x should be 0, x plus 5 is equal to 0. X is equal to minus 5. That is the answer. So minus 5 is a zeros of the polynomial p of x is equal to 3x minus 2. Now you are able to understand, if you put the value x is equal to minus 5, then you will get the value 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. So therefore, you can easily identify and analyze the zero of the polynomial of a particular algebraic expressions in this way. Now one more problem. Find the zeros of the polynomial p of x is equal to 3x, that's all. P of x is equal to 3x. What will be the answer now? Just do it. Let p of x is equal to 3x through p of x is equal to 0. If you put the value 0, then it becomes 3x is equal to 0. The x is equal to 0 by 3. The answer is 0. So now you are able to understand p of x is equal to 3x means if you put the value x is equal to 0, p of x is equal to 0. 3 into 0 is 0. This shows 0 is a 0 of the polynomial p of x is equal to 3x. Yes, every linear polynomial has one and only one 0. Every linear polynomial has one and only one 0. Linear polynomial. Children, after knowing this, so let us understand how you are going to calculate the 0 of the polynomial. Now it's a time for your homework, assignment. So take down the problem, check whether 1 by 2 is a 0 of the polynomial p of x is equal to 2x plus 1. Second problem, check whether x is equal to 1 and minus 1 are zeros of the polynomial p of x is equal to x square minus 1. So here you need to find the value, that means 0. You have to check whether 1 by 2 is a 0 of the polynomial p of x is equal to 2x plus 1. In the same way, if you put the value x is equal to 1 and x is equal to minus 1 in the polynomial p of x is equal to x square minus 1. Now you just discuss with these answers with your teachers and friends. So let you know the answer will be given in the next class. Now children, you please note down these problems. Children, today we have discussed polynomials in one variable, and also we had types of polynomials we have discussed today's class. So monomial, binomial, trinomial, polynomial, degree of polynomials. Then we have discussed linear, quadratic and cubic polynomial, the general formula, we call it as general form of a linear, quadratic and cubic polynomial, and then we have discussed in the last zeros of a polynomial. So zeros of the polynomial, you can calculate zeros of the polynomial, or we can check the zeros of the polynomial. All these things we have discussed in the class. I hope you understood this. So thank you for watching my class. See you in the next class. Thank you very much.